Thailand's official inflation is one of the lowest in Southeast Asia. In fact, it was negative for a third straight month in June 2025. On the other hand, Vietnam is battling a higher inflation rate. So, Thailand should be getting cheaper, right? Yet travelers are flocking to social media with the same story. Thailand is getting expensive. Some are even saying it's not a budget destination anymore. It sounds completely backward, doesn't it? But in 2025, what you see on paper doesn't always match what you feel in your wallet. In this video, we're unpacking the real reasons behind the price paradox in Southeast Asia. Drawing from our personal experiences and extensive research, we'll explore everything from hidden tourist markups in Thailand to the rising yet still budget-friendly scene in Vietnam.
Thailand's inflation rate dipped into negative territory for the third straight month in June 2025. However, despite what the official data shows, many travelers report that prices feel significantly higher. That's because the Consumer Price Index, CPI, measures goods and services typically consumed by locals, such as food, non-alcoholic drinks, housing, furnishings, transportation, and communication, not the hotels, restaurants, and tourist attractions that visitors usually spend money on. Meanwhile, prices for tourist essentials, like hotels and Western-style meals, have jumped much faster than the official numbers suggest. Think of it as a tourist inflation basket, and it's rising much quicker than the local average. So when you hear about low inflation in Thailand, remember, the real cost for travelers is often much higher than the headlines suggest.
Thailand's most popular islands and cities like Phuket, Koh Samui, and Bangkok are now much pricier for travelers than the rest of the country. Prices are set for international visitors, not locals. So hotels, restaurants, and even street food cost more in these hotspots. High demand from tourists and digital nomads drives up rents and everyday costs, making budget options harder to find. The result? Even a moderate trip in Thailand's top destinations now requires careful budgeting, much more than the national average suggests.
After the world reopened its borders, Thailand and Vietnam experienced a massive surge in tourism as eager travelers returned in droves. Airports buzzed with activity, hotels booked up quickly, and popular attractions were suddenly more crowded than ever. This wave of pent-up demand caused prices to skyrocket almost overnight. Rising costs in Southeast Asia are the result of a perfect storm of supply chain disruptions and a new wave of long-term digital nomad tourists. Lingering logistical issues have made everything from produce to building materials more expensive, forcing restaurants and hotels to raise their prices. Simultaneously, an influx of remote workers in popular destinations like Thailand and Vietnam has driven up rents and daily expenses. This combination of factors has led to a significant price surge, with hotel rates in top tourist spots increasing dramatically and upscale establishments charging premium prices.
Thailand is also making a strategic shift. It's actively moving away from being seen as just a backpacker's paradise and is now targeting high-spending tourists and digital nomads. This means businesses are encouraged to raise their standards and their prices to meet the expectations of a wealthier clientele.
Think about your travel priorities today versus 5 years ago. Is it just about finding the cheapest pad thai anymore? For many of us, the first thing we look for is fast, reliable Wi-Fi. We scroll through reviews for that perfect cafe to work from. We want an Airbnb that feels like a temporary home, and maybe even a place to squeeze in a workout. The thing is, in Thailand's popular spots, these modern comforts are no longer a local bargain. They're a premium product. That daily coffee habit and the need for a comfortable workspace can quickly transform your budget trip into one that feels surprisingly expensive, almost like you never left home.
Now let's switch gears and look at Vietnam. On paper, it's facing a stronger inflation trend. But for travelers on the ground, the story is different. Vietnam's annual inflation rate climbed to 3.57% in June 2025, up from 3.24% the month before. But here's what matters. Vietnam's prices are rising, yes, but they're rising from a much lower baseline. Even with inflation, you can still find a delicious bowl of pho or a fresh banh mi for $1 or $2. A cup of coffee is often under $1. While prices for things like food and housing have gone up, especially around the Lunar New Year in early 2025, the overall value is still incredible.
Let's dive into a comparison of daily costs in Thailand and Vietnam. Understanding these differences can significantly impact your travel budget and overall experience. We'll look at everything from coffee to transportation to meals, giving you a clear picture of where your money goes further. A latte in a trendy Bangkok cafe. It could set you back up to 130 baht. That's about $4. This reflects the higher prices you might encounter in tourist-heavy areas of Thailand. Now, picture yourself in Hanoi, sipping a delicious café soda. This traditional Vietnamese iced coffee will only cost you just over $1. Lunch at a restaurant in a Thai beach town, especially one catering to tourists, can easily hit around $10. On the other hand, a hearty and satisfying meal in Hoi An, perhaps some delicious khao lao noodles, can be found for under $5. Need to get around? A short taxi ride in Bangkok, battling the city's notorious traffic, might cost you $5. But if you're in Ho Chi Minh City, a similar distance in a taxi is likely to be closer to $1.60, a significant saving. These seemingly small differences really add up over time. When you're traveling for a week or even a month, your travel budget is going to stretch much further in Vietnam, allowing you to do more and see more. In Thailand, you'll likely find yourself constantly hunting for the cheapest eats and deals to stay within your budget. You might also be walking longer distances instead of taking taxis or tuk-tuks to save money on transportation. In Vietnam, you have the freedom to be more spontaneous with your choices. You can try new and exciting foods without constantly worrying about the price. Hopping in a taxi is a convenient and affordable option, and you can enjoy that extra coffee, soaking in the atmosphere, without feeling guilty about overspending. For budget-conscious backpackers and travelers, this difference in daily expenses is the key factor to consider when choosing between Thailand and Vietnam.
Accommodation is where the Thailand-Vietnam gap is most obvious. In Thai hotspots, a decent private room can cost $33 to $55 a night. In Vietnam, that same budget gets you a boutique hotel with breakfast, or a modern mid-range room for $20 to $28. Dorm beds in Vietnam are $6 to $10, while in Thailand they're closer to $10 to $14. Over a month, those nightly savings really add up. Even 4-star resorts in Vietnam are often much cheaper than their Thai counterparts. Whether you're a backpacker or seeking luxury, your accommodation budget stretches further in Vietnam.
So, what's the bottom line? Thailand's low inflation rate is masking a sharp rise in costs specifically for tourists. While it's still a beautiful country with a ton to offer, it's no longer the ultra-cheap destination it once was. You need to budget more, especially for accommodation. Vietnam, on the other hand, is experiencing more significant inflation, but its baseline costs remain so low that it continues to offer fantastic value. For budget-conscious travelers in 2025, Vietnam is the clear winner for making your money go further. Choosing the best destination ultimately depends on your personal preferences, but if budget is your top priority, Vietnam is generally the more affordable option in 2025. You'll likely spend less on accommodation, food, and transportation. That said, Thailand still offers excellent value compared to many global destinations and remains a cost-effective and rewarding place to visit or live. Where are you planning to go next? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Be sure to check out the related video on your screen for more fascinating content. Explore our channel for even more exciting videos. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Globe Gazette for more incredible stories. Your support means everything to us. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.